Hello YouTube. What you see right here is another one of my PC projects. It's actually a computer that my brother gave to me for free, which is very nice of him. It's only Pentium 4, so it's not all that amazing, but overall it's a really nice little system, and it's a small form factor desktop, so you can really stick it anywhere. I actually plan on sticking it down there, in that hole there, and you know, I'll have to see what I'm actually going to do with it. I'm not quite sure just yet. But it's a pretty nice little system anyway. It's an HP Compact, so it still bears the Compact name actually. It's from that transition period. It's a D530 small form factor. Features a 2.8 GHz Intel Pentium 4 with hyperthreading. It's a Northwood CPU, so that's good. It's adequate cooling. It came to me with a gig of RAM. I upgraded it to 2. Instead of the 4 256 MB modules, I upgraded it to 2 1 GB modules. Because quite frankly, I really do not give even the slightest of shits to, you know, get all problematic with all those 512 MB DIMMs and getting them to run in dual channel and all that stuff. I just didn't feel like it. And 2 gigs is a nice amount for machines of this age. More than that is useless, and less than that is horrible. If I could get a little bit faster video card for it, I could probably upgrade to Windows 7 and it would be just fine, or even Vista. But for now, it's running Windows XP Home Edition Service Pack 3, has XP Professional serial on it. But I just, you know, my Windows XP Pro CD bit to dust, and I was like, I've got this brand spanking new sealed Windows XP Home CD-ROM with the COA. So why make it more difficult than it needs to be, right? So yeah, what do we got on this thing? There's a DVD-ROM drive. It's actually a burner. A cutout for a floppy drive, which is not installed. On the front we got the audio jacks, 2 USB 2.0s. This actually features USB 2.0 already. It's Intel 845, I believe, chipset, maybe 865. It's either one of those. I think it's the 865 because it has hyperthreading support and all that stuff. Power button, of course. Has an Intel Pentium 4 HT sticker in front, as well as a Windows XP stuff sticker thingy. I can't hold it up with one hand because this thing is actually built like a tank and it's heavy as fuck. So, I'll take a look at the back here. PS2 ports, parallel, serial, VGA, 4 USB 2.0s, Broadcom Gigabit Ethernet here, audio jacks from some integrated ADI audio chipset. Here's another VGA output from a video card that I installed. I got this video card from an old, actually from the board that was in that Pentium 4 computer over there. It had an Athlon, socket A board in it. And it actually came with a video card, which turned out to be a GeForce 4 MX440 SE, which is pretty much a rebranded GeForce 4 420. And it's in here right now. It came with a full-size bracket, but I found some kind of low-profile bracket that just about fits the VGA plug on this card. It also had a TV out, which is blanked out now because of this thingy. The only thing that's missing from the case, though, is the PCI riser card. So I can't actually use the PCI slots in this case, which is sort of shitty, but yeah, I don't really care because I don't need PCI cards for this thing. I don't need really like a Wi-Fi card or something like that, because quite frankly I've got Gigabit Ethernet on this thing, and I always hook up to the Ethernet when it's in my room. So yeah, you know what, I'm actually not going to open it up because it's a bitch to get back together. But yeah, there's Windows XP on it. So without further ado, I'm actually just going to put it down on the floor, hook the thing up, and show you how it runs. It should give you an idea of the performance of this beast. Oh, and by the way, I installed a 120 gig hard drive, I believe, from Hitachi. It's a Death Star. They're officially named Hitachi Desk Stars, but everyone calls them Death Star because they're pretty much notoriously unreliable. Although mine actually has about 60,000 hours on it and is not showing real signs of wear just yet. But yeah, it's the only big ID drive I had laying around. That was actually bigger than 30 gigs, I mean, because that's pretty much the biggest drive that I still have here. I need to dig up some drives out of my Mac Pro there, but I'm too lazy to do so. I have an Hitachi SATA drive in there. It's actually 500 gigs that I'm actually going to dig out. And my NAS will be upgraded to two 2 terabyte drives at some point in the near future. So another 1 terabyte Western Digital Blue drive will come out of that. But yeah, let's hook it up and see how she runs. Alrighty then. Bombs away. It's actually pretty quiet considering it's a small form factor system. Sorry about that. The only really loud thing about this computer is the hard drive. Takes a little while to kick in every now and then. So yeah, boot times aren't amazing, but they're not too bad either. So yeah, like I said, Hyper-threaded Pentium 4 2.8, 2 gigs of DDR RAM, 64 meg NVIDIA GeForce 4 420, well 440 SE, but it's labeled as 420. So a pretty nice little basic system for browsing the web. I actually tried to play some, some 720p barely compressed content on it, and it ran just fine. Couldn't do a 1080p Blu-ray, but that was expected, I suppose. There's not a single component in this computer that has the actual bandwidth to play a fully uncompressed Blu-ray. I definitely need some more horsepower for that. And I see that I plugged in my keyboard and mouse into the wrong ports. So, XP being XP, we're going to have to wait until it configures the drivers. As soon as it finishes loading everything. Will it focus on that? Nope, it will not. Don't know what's wrong today, but it just refuses to focus on anything. Bet it won't even focus on my hand. Nope. Interesting. Yeah, the keyboard is working, but... Yeah, the keyboard is working, but the mouse isn't. That's weird. Oh well. Got it hooked up to my NAS so I can download some shit. It does still have its own personal MIDI synthesizer module in the onboard audio, which is kind of weird because I didn't really expect that in a system from this time. Because MIDI was kind of dead at the time already. But this actually has some interesting MIDI. Let me hit it up here real quick. It's actually not bad. I've heard worse from Crystal Audio chipsets. That's for sure. It's definitely a bit on the slow side and it's missing some notes, but I've heard worse. I've definitely heard worse. So yeah, I got some network drives mapped out and stuff. Got Office 2003 on it, which is blazing fast to start up. Let's see, Microsoft Office. There we go. Boom. That's where it loaded up. Got Internet Explorer 8, which I had to install the English version of, because the Dutch version cannot be downloaded anymore. Because Microsoft doesn't offer IE 8 for Windows XP anymore. It just says, no, you cannot run IE 8 on this system. You need to install Windows Vista. And I'm like, well, fuck that. But yeah, here's the CPU. It's a Socket 478 Intel Pentium 4 with fucking complete and utter focus problems. But yeah, it's 1 core, 2 threads, 512K of cache, 2 gigabytes of DDR RAM, 64 meg GeForce 4 video card made by Asus, and the 17 core. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of this story. So I'm going to shut it down. So, what will I use the system for? Honestly, I do not know just yet. The only thing I know is that I'm going to put it in there, and I will give it some dedicated task, because it's pretty quiet, so it could do some stuff. But I'm not quite sure yet. I'll keep you updated once I actually have a good use for this system. I will definitely not be checking it out. I will not be selling it, because that's just pointless. And nobody wants a system like this, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video, nevertheless. And I thank you all for watching, and see you guys in the next video. And hopefully you'll hear some more about this HP Compaq D530 small form factor system.